gentlemen. I was trained by Brian West. On behalf of the Artillery Knights, welcome to Harlech Castle. As you can see, we're a small band of enthusiastic knights. We get together most weekends to try and bring these old buildings back to life, to entertain, to educate, to have fun. The main reason we do it is to raise money for local charities. What do you mean, oh? We all work for a living, we do this as a hobby, and over the last few years many people have benefited from what we do. So at the end of the short display, we will be going around with collection tins and empty helmets. If you've got any spare copper or silver, or paper, cards, yeah, we lost somebody's card yesterday. So. Too early for Christmas cards. But lots of local charities have benefited. The local lifeboat station, the local air ambulance, mountain rescue teams, local schools, old people's homes. They've all benefited from what we do here and the generosity of the people that support us. Now what we're going to do is show you how knights were trained. If a boy was born into a wealthy family, he was educated. He was taught how to read, how to write. He was fed, he was clothed. He had no worries in the world. Once he reached 8 years old, he was taught how to use a broadsword. Now a broadsword, if you couldn't use this, you weren't expected to live very long. So the rich and wealthy taught their boys from the age of 8 how to use this. They only used the right arm. There was no such thing as a left-handed swordsman. You both right-handed? No. Okay. You right-handed, Laurie? Yeah, good girl. Now basically it was to build up the muscle in the right arm only. The left arm was to hold your shield and to defend with. So the exercise they used, and I've got 2 victims, volunteers. Come here, Gabriel. Laurie, you come over here. Gabriel, you come over here. Right, the exercise was to hold the right arm straight up in front of you, and they would stick a £7 lump of steel in your hand. Straight out. Why have they got help? They're not helping. Can you lift the sword up? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move it upright.
Sorry, Don.
1.
Is it one of yours?
2,
okay.
3,
As soon as they finish, can
4,
you go?
5. Move it to the opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back upright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the original. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1/4. 4 1/2. 4 3/4. 4 and a bit more. 5? Who's getting tired?
My 12 came after 4.
You're not getting tired, he is. Give him a round of applause. Obviously the swords we've given our youngsters today are not quite as heavy as they were, but they all had to start somewhere. Now once they started using the broadsword, 5 seconds in each position, they then progressed to 10, 15 and so on. By the age of 10, the child could use this sword all day, every day. By the age of 12, the muscle was so well developed on the right arm and shoulder that way he looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that way, he looked like Woody Allen. And if you go to any museum and look at any suit of armour, you will notice the right arm is always larger than the left. And that's because they trained on the right arm only. Every weapon in the arsenal is basically the same length. your axes, your flails, your maces, they're all relatively the same length. So the idea is, once you can use this, you can use any other weapon that you're in your armoury. Give them both a round of applause. By the age of 12, the young up-and-coming knight would need to practice a lot more than just hold his arm out. Each knight has got one head, two arms, two legs. So it's crucial to be accurate when you're aiming for your opponent. The idea is, the weapons were heavy. A 7-pound sword will break the bone inside the chainmail. Doesn't matter how sharp your weapon is, it will not penetrate the chainmail. Kids, don't do this at home. It will not go through chainmail. Doesn't matter how hard I try, this will never ever be pierced by a sharp weapon. That's why the weapons were heavy. If you make contact with the shoulders, the arm or the legs, you broke the bone inside. That's the whole idea of the combat. Anybody without any protection, as Bob is there, a sharp weapon would just slice off a limb. If you've got protection, you need a weapon that will penetrate and break the bone, which is why they had such heavy weapons. One of the exercises they did to be accurate was they used a pell. Inside the castle you don't see many trees, so the idea was to have a wooden post and you aimed for certain parts, the legs, the shoulder and the head. Are you going to... That was a very simple practice, but up to 4 knights could train around the pell just to be accurate. Another little game they used to play, which was a bit of socialising, was called bags and bells. But that was simply a case of the helmets that we wear, sometimes visibility is very limited. So the game they played was to blindfold the knight, put a bell in his left hand and a bag in his right hand. And he just had to listen out for his opponent. Because obviously, I can't sneak up on anybody. The armour makes such a racket when you're running around, you're bound to hear me sneak up on you. So that was just a small game they played. If it was just 2 knights practicing, quite often they would wear the full kit. I'll hand it over to you.
Are you going to get dressed now, are you?
I'm going to get dressed now.
I thought you were stalling because you were trying to wait for everybody else to finish, but you're the one that needs to finish getting dressed. Ladies and gentlemen, the next part of the display will be a full-armed combat. Knights, are you ready?
No.
Get on with it, come on. I'll introduce you to the members of our court. We have the ladies of the court. I'm going to start with you ladies today. Lady Nicola of Addiswig. Lady Lorena of Conway. Countess Margaret of Pensheen. Jacques de Garant. You're one of the ladies, you're a Frenchman. We have Evan of Conway.
Thank you to my wand.
You can cheer, by the way.
That means a lot.
We have Owain.
Hey!
Down. Sebastian of Tewkesbury.
Hey!
Glenn and Edwin. And Geraint the Earl of Penteen. I am Robert of Harlech. Don't boo me. It will not end well for you.
Robbie!
I am Sergeant at Arms of this land. My lord, you will fight according to the rules of chivalry. You may use sword, axe, flail and mace. Daggers are not permitted on my field. Is that understood? Can we have his check, please? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before they commence their fight, they are wearing in excess of 7 stone armour. I ask you, please, young children and dogs close to you, because if they get underneath the barrier, they're going to get hurt.
They're going to get flat.
Now, feel free to cheer during this performance. Attendez à moi. Clearly.
Go on, Ken! Knock his head off! Go on, Evan! Go on, Evan!
Now, this is not a stunned silence or you're really scared. Cheer. You right?
Go on, Evan!
Beautiful.
Go on, Evan!
I have a feeling I'm going to regret that.
I don't see you.
Tewkesbury, you wish to take on an opponent? Who's taking on Tewkesbury?
I will!
Who's got it? Seem to be a small short, ladies and gentlemen.
Good!
I like that one. Okay.
Come on, Tewkesbury!
Get him! Oh, yes, you got it. Slice his beard off. Slice your beard off.
Get off my field!
Owen will take on.
Oh, not another little pup.
Continuate. Come on, Owen. Get him, Owen. Knock his head off.
Come on, Owen!
Come on, Owen.
Knock his head off! You've all gone quiet! Make some noise!
All making up for the
Bonos!
Get him!
I think Owen is our victor.
Hang on. Say this after.